Renault Zoe, one of the most popular electric cars in Europe. Unfortunately, here in the United States, they don't sell them. Otherwise, I think they would be very popular. It's a pretty affordable car with a decent range. It's a hatchback. It's compact. Lots of great things, and they are now announced the 2020 upgrade, refresh, whatever you want to call it. And I would say it's pretty impressive. It is definitely going to let Renault keep up with the rest of the electric cars that are coming out, because it's still kind of holding on to the segment. Pretty picture, I have to say, but there are a lot of interesting things that they've done. They've added a bigger a monitor, vertical monitor inside, and the ranges are. So I'll tell you all about it. This is very exciting, especially you live in Europe. But really, one day I hope it comes to the United States as well. So let's talk about it. Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric. Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. Go ahead and click on the subscribe button. And if you already have, don't forget that bell notification icon so you don't miss anything moving forward. And of course, thank you to all of my Patreons for supporting this independent channel. Martin is one of the newer Patreons. One of the perks is you get to watch it live. And of course, thank you to supporting this a channel that I now do full time because of people like Martin. So thank you so much. There's a link in the description of this video if you too want to join my Patreon community. All right, so this is a new and refreshed Zoe. Check it out. They have a few different colors, but I thought this was probably the better looking one, especially at least in the Photoshop world. This is what the current version looks like. So as you can see, they haven't gone that too crazy. They refreshed the overall body style, and they've refreshed the lights. As you can see, the lights are pretty cool, but they kind of left, don't mess with perfection, I guess you would say, because they've gotten this car right almost from the very beginning in its own segment. And so the new one is going to have quite a few different things. As you can see, the lights, I mean, it's one of those car designs where I feel like the lights really make a huge difference. It became more modern on the back, on the front. This is a recyclable interior material, which is pretty cool. Look at that monitor that now is vertical and have a lot of real estate on it. Pretty simple design, but that's what people are looking for. Pretty good graphics and an app that they have. So I am really excited about what they've done with the car and what they've done with the shape and the technology. But let's talk about the specs, because the specs are also been updated, and especially the range. Before that, let me give you a quick reminder that this video and this channel is sponsored by Byton. Check out the all-electric SUV called M-Byte coming to the US and Europe at the end of next year. Look how easy it is and fast to reserve yours, because there's over 50,000 reservations right now worldwide, mainly because there's $0 down. There's no payment page. So go to the description of this video and reserve your Byton today. All right, so as you can see, the monitor is one of the things that I really like. I mean, just touch screen, vertical monitor. This is something that really, even Prius has now, but definitely Tesla Model S and Model X have. And I think this is just the best way. I'm a huge fan of touch screens. I'm a huge fan of a lot of real estate. I do believe it needs to be vertical, and it needs to be one screen. So this is great. It's pretty high up there, so you can reach it with your hands, but at the same time, you don't have to take your eyes off the road too much and go somewhere down there. So this is great. This is kudos to Renault for doing that. I don't know what happened with this. That's not good prep, guys. Oh yeah, so charging port. As you can see, this is CCS, so you can charge at the Ionity and a few other fast charging networks that are growing all over Europe. Now, some people are saying it's disappointing that they've come up with the only 50 kilowatt rate for DC charging. And maybe it is a little, but don't forget the pricing for this car, depending on incentives, it can go below 30,000 US dollars. So it is definitely a great deal. A lot of people use it as a city car, so fast charging is really not necessary. Yes, it can be improved, but that technology costs a lot of money. So I think the balance between the price and the speed is still pretty acceptable. But the biggest thing that they've done, they've actually increased the range. And by the way, this is a monitor that's been updated as well. I mean, this is some good graphics. I like this. This is some good graphics. So I definitely I definitely think the design, they just completely nailed it. Yeah, so let's talk about the range. The range was increased by about 30%, and now it's going to go up to about 210 miles. This is what EPA projection is, and I'd say this is more than enough for this tiny little car that people will mainly be using for city driving. I bet people won't even be charging at their homes more often than once in a few days. So that's actually the biggest improvement. 30% in charging. Oh, 52 kilowatt hour battery. So that's also pretty good. It's not that heavy if it's 52 kilowatts. They didn't go 70 or 80 or whatever, yet they got the range above 200. And I know there are discussions out there what the minimum range requirement needs to be for a car in 2020. I think it's over 200 miles. I think that's what people are going to end up with anyway. I know the range will go up probably 3, 4, 5, but then people realize that we don't need all that, and it will probably come down to about 2 to 50. So this is very acceptable. Again, I mean, let me know what you think. Like, I wish we had this car here. I mean, this may not be for me particularly, but I think a lot of people will enjoy this car, especially if they live in New York or San Francisco, in cities where the space is hard to come by. And I think the look is now pretty slick and modern for a compact car. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to get on our VIP list with bonus stories being sent out every Saturday. We just sent out one about the very first all-electric snowmobile. So check it out. It's free. Go to e4electric.com/VIP. All right, looking forward to your comments, especially if you're in Europe, especially if you're Renault Zoe owner. I know quite a few of my viewers are. Other than that, see you next time, and remember to stay charged.